Hi there, Tad Hargrave from Marketing for Hippies. Welcome to my home. Today we're going to be talking about puttering sessions, what they are and how you can use this idea for your business to make you money in time that you might not have otherwise thought of as being available for your business. So years ago, I didn't do almost any one-on-one coaching. I just wasn't into it, didn't like it, didn't want to do it, in my mind I had to sit, look at Skype or be on the phone, totally focused, taking notes, sending follow-up emails, and anyways, I just didn't want to do it. So for years I didn't. And then one day I looked around my home, as I will invite you to do here. And I saw, oh, well, there's a guy, it's a bit of a mess. And, but I also resented tidying. And this is the hilarious setup for me is I function very, very well when my home's tidy. I just feel so much better. Maybe you are like me like this. I don't enjoy having clutter, but I really hate tidying. So that's a hilarious setup from God. And I noticed though, when I was on the phone with a friend one day, that I was puttering on the house. I had my headset on, and I was just walking around doing dishes, dusting things, tidying. And I thought, man, why don't I do this with clients? And I just thought, no, that's crazy. It'd be too distracting. It'd probably be too loud if I was doing the dishes. And yeah, I'd be too distracted, so it wouldn't be very good coaching. It just seemed disrespectful. So I thought, no, I won't do it. But then the idea sat with me. I thought, well, what if I gave people a big discount? So I said, look, everyone, I sent out an email. And it's good if you're going to try new ideas, do beta test, tiny, small. So I offered 10 what I called puttering sessions. And I said, I will give you my coaching one-on-one for a third of the price. The deal is I'll be on the phone, I'll be tidying, I'll be doing the dishes, and I will not look at my laptop at all during the call. I'm not going to read an email you sent me before. I'm not going to look at your website. We're just chatting. That's all. And so it's a third the price if you're interested. Here's the link. And those sold out in about 24 hours. And so that was exciting, of course, because it's $100 each. That's $1,000. It came in overnight. And but then I had to do them. And I really was not convinced they were going to be good. I thought I might be too distracted. I tried doing yoga during one of them. It was a bad idea. I was too distracted. But it turned out that the noise from doing dishes or dusting was not too much for them at all. It didn't bother them. And there's actually, I think, something that's helpful about being a little distracted, mildly distracted in a conversation, so that it's more candlelight. It's not the glaring neon light of attention, So anyways, I did the 10 of them. The reviews were really good. I felt really good about them. I enjoyed doing them a lot because as I was doing it, I was tidying my home. And so sometimes if you do coaching, clients want to ramble or go on a tangent, and you want to almost cut to the chase, but it's not that helpful all the time to do that. But when I was tidying, I thought, well, that's okay. They can talk. I can, I'm doing something useful, even if they're going on a bit of a tangent. They may need to do that to verbally process something. So I started tidying, and I got everything tidied. There was the surface level tidying. But then I went into closets. I had wax stuck in fabrics that I was ironing out that I'd meant to do for years. Anyways, my home has literally never been tidier. I do 2 or 3 of these a week, depending on the week. And I can't imagine my life without them, honestly. It's one of the best things I've ever done. I often tell people it's the best business decision I've ever made. So that's what it is for me. But here's why I want to share it with you, is because there may be a version that you could do in your own business. And there's 3 probably main areas, but maybe you come up with some idea I'd never even thought of. So one is you could do the puttering sessions. So you're doing something, you're puttering at something. So Melanie Fielstra, who's in my mentorship program, she's got her puttering sessions she does with a GAPS program, which is some of you may be familiar with this book, The Gut and Psychology Syndrome. So Melanie does coaching on this, helping people treat all sorts of health and mental wellness conditions with a certain diet. But she was realizing she was never in her kitchen. She was building her business so much she wasn't in the kitchen doing anything. So she started doing these so she could be puttering in the kitchen while she's doing that. Another colleague of mine, Julie Wolk, would do every once in a while sessions where she lives near the redwoods. So she'd go for a walk in the redwoods, and while she'd be on her Bluetooth doing this. I heard about a coach who, this is actually probably one of the places the idea came from. That probably came from Alex Baisley, genius around lifestyle, building a business around your lifestyle. But it was a coach who loved rock climbing and hiking and being outdoors, and was building a business. It was suddenly on Skype every day, and it was killing them. And they thought, I'm gonna have to stop coaching. I can't keep doing this. But then somebody said, well, why don't you just get a headset and go out there? And they said, oh no, I'd be too out of breath and unprofessional. And their friends said, people probably don't care. Why not check it out? Why not try? So offered it to their clients, got a really good response. And of course, you can imagine the very next thing that people asked is, well, can I go hiking with you? So there's that. One of my colleagues, Bradley Morris, who's a golfer and also runs the great ecourseadventure.com, was offering his putting session. So he'd work on his putting game. It's not too much attention needed while he's coaching people. There was a woman I spoke with, fellow Mark Walsh runs a embodiment certification training thing for yoga teachers. And he brought me in to work with his clients around niching. And one of them was saying, I feel torn because I have this fashion design crafting background, but I also have this embodiment kind of coaching background. I don't know how they weave together. I said, well, couldn't you be like the crafting coach and you actually sit down and do crafts with people? Or that's part of the deal with coaching is, hey, if you're going to work with me, you need a craft that you can be doing while we're talking via Skype, or we'll do some crafts together in person, or something like this, because that the way that you are with the crafting will reveal a lot to you about the way you are in your life. There's all sorts of ways you could go with this. So I really invite you to think about this. Could it be while you're going for a walk? Could it be while you're doing some chores or such as this, or while you're doing knitting? I mean, I think knitting would be amazing for coaches. You're achieving something. This, by the way, this is the old traditional thing. In my own Scottish Gaelic Highland culture, there was something called the Ceilidh house. Ceilidh meaning kind of party, gathering, visiting. And the Ceilidh house is where people would meet. And sometimes you just go to somebody's house and have a ceilidh. But especially in the winter, people would gather all the time for singing and sharing bits of news and gossip and storytelling. And as they were doing it, everyone was working on something. It might be a bit of machinery. It might have been some knitting. It might have been some spinning wool often. There were all sorts of things people were doing while they were listening to these things. So there's an old tradition of this. And I say, let's bring it back in business. Let's not just have everything have to be one focus. You can be doing multiple things at the same time. And here's the beauty of it is, if you pair your modality with this other thing you like to do, well, that makes it more interesting from a marketing standpoint. The coach who takes people out hiking, that's way more interesting than just a regular coach. A coach that, I don't know, you do life coaching while you're out foraging in the forest. That's way more interesting to me. It's like, yeah, we're going to be foraging and we're going to be talking about your life as we do it. I'm going to come over to your house and we're going to help you tidy. I'm an interior decorator, but also life coach. So we're going to be cleaning up a part of your internal life while we clean up a room in your house. You see what I'm saying? There's endless, maybe not endless, there's lots of permutations. So that's my challenge to you. See what you can come up with. And if you come up with something or you already have, let me know. Put a comment below. I want to gather the links to these things. It's very inspiring for people to see other ways that they can do their business other than the way it's typically done. So anyways, I can't believe I haven't made this video before. I'll put a link to some of those things below so you can check them out. I think that's it. Thank you very much.